So this one we have seen, we write together every 4 years around an SRIA with our co-op and with participating members from our community. This you have seen already. Here we have a strategic roadmap. I will spend more time this time on this one because I think it's important to see what are those basic technologies are very important right now. So it's just a focus. So you have more topics in the SRIA, but very important things are here. So like the new 5G releases, the advanced 5G improved features, including for verticals, and there are some others that are shown in those. Elements, cybersecurity and resilience, very important. We have seen recently that the telecom infrastructure or communication infrastructure can be endangered by attacks in certain circumstances, and we should be ready for the next waves. Beyond 5G and 6G technologies, system of systems and networks of networks, that's very important as well, because when we have to adapt to the network complexity, and there's a role for AI, of course, there. Quantum technologies for ICT, AI and big data use for ICT, and ICT support for AI and big data. So vice versa, that means how AI can help networks, can help services, end-to-end services, communications, information technologies, but also how our ICT technologies can help AI. So, for example, having AI inside the network or enabling resources to be used by AI applications at the application layer, but being supported at the network layer. So there are different topics there. Automated and autonomous network management and operations technologies, very important due to the increased complexity of the networks and the multiplicity of networks. Synchronization and time phase accuracy technologies and distribution networks, very important. Also time critical or time critical networks. So for industry, in private networks, for example, network assisted high precision geolocation technologies for logistics, but not only. Critical communication for critical verticals and utilities. This comes together also with the cybersecurity and resilience. Shareable and monetizable, tradable ICT, active neutral hosting, multidimensional recursive slicing. So all technologies that can help the network to welcome as many services as possible and guaranteeing their respective quality of expense and quality of service, and SLAs. Industrial and private networks, so industrial private networks and private networks, for example, for leisure or whatever. Dynamic and automatic shared spectrum management, optical and electromagnetic, consumer IoT, industrial IoT, and then 3D convergence with SATCOM and IoT, 5G, 6G in edge satellite beyond the traditional backhauling. So these are main focuses, but again, they are not mandatory. So you can make a proposal outside of those ones, of course. And you have a big list in the SRIA, in the roadmap. But at the same time, if your topic is not in this roadmap, this is not a blocking point. So you can make a proposal and we will look at it in the same way. So we are just giving kind of guidance, a little guidance with our SRIA, but we are interested in any innovation that makes sense involving ICT technologies. For ICT technologies themselves or for the verticals. And you might also write requirements for the ICT technologies, or ICT technologies can be enabling new vertical steps in their own roadmaps. So, and for this, you have those fields of application supported, but we are looking at more. So this is just one example. I won't read all of this again. I don't know how we are with the time, but I will for sure not read everything. Sorry, 55. Okay, 25. So we are looking at high-level fields of application. So the top of the previous diagram. So we are looking at human-centered technologies for services or like augmented life experience, for example. So the target of CELTIC is to have a trusted, secured, ubiquitous digital society. And therefore, we are looking at technologies that can help that. And of course, one of the problem there is the human has to be and to stay in the center of this new digital society. It should not become a digital society for itself. So we are looking at digital divide elimination, smart regions, cities, building homes, smart transportation, smart tourism. All those topics that you see in this column are human-centered. And this is important, and projects that are looking at those human-centered technologies or services are very welcomed. Full industrial digitization and support of vertical industry. So this is more now the industry itself. So non-human centered, so digital enterprises, whereby employees are of course part of let's say ecosystem there. Private networks for smart manufacturing, Industry 4.0, and later ones. Smart logistics, geolocation, IoT networks, for example, smart agriculture, future financial and fintech, ICT support to third-party AI-based applications, as I said before, the networks or the communication services being at the service of the AI applications from over verticals. Connectivity, grid, telecom infrastructure as the fourth utility, like energy, roads, water, and so on. So really looking at how to make the telecom infrastructure resilient, but being like, okay, you get connectivity like you get power from the blood. Futuristic use cases. Here we are more in the really advanced, let's say, services like holographic teleportation, world real-time synchronous digital twin. These are the kind of futuristic use cases. This is also recognizing the IMT 2030. We have also the future needs of the end user. So the main technical areas of research, like ubiquity, pervasiveness. So pervasiveness is the fact that the ICT technologies are everywhere and involved in most of the aspects of the life. So urban, suburban, down to rural, ubiquity or pervasiveness, into the home for education and remote working, one identity for seamless experience, for example, having smart regions, cities, buildings, homes at the different scala. So dynamic capacity following people, seamless mobility. That's the next point in normality, so in normal times or in crisis. So during pandemics, major climate events, unfortunately wars, for example, having a highly precise positioning capacity, edge computing, open RAN, virtual RAN, slicing our technologies, automation, reliability, transparency, cognitive operations, so extensive monitoring, big data analytics, artificial intelligence, the ICT supporting the large and intense AI and so artificial intelligence, machine learning deployment for verticals, connectivity processing, data storage, for example. Transparency or imperceptible latency are important. Protection and trust, cybersecurity, identity management, and the fact that you can trust also the infrastructure, so that you are really on the infrastructure you think you are. Holographic transportation, so you recognize again the pillar with advanced use cases. How you do the teleportation or the teleport of media, holographic media, so several senses at the same time, multi-sense network, time-engineered applications, also very important for the industry, which is also in relation with a real-time synchronous digital twin. For example, we could have that in the industry. And finally, and here I won't really read all of them because it will be too long. I don't have enough time for this, but you see that there are details, and those details can be found in the document. But let's say if there are new technologies that emerge since 2021, they are also to be put there. So we will review the roadmap next year. So this is important to know that you can already make proposals with technologies that are not listed here. And finally, and I will spend some more time here, in 2024, and it's nearly the same list as in 2023, because those topics are in continuous experimentation, development, so development experimentations and application. Those additional topics that have been collected from public authorities, because at national level they want to get champions, they want to finance also the application of those topics in the other sectors of their industries and society. You have the non-terrestrial networks and terrestrial networks convergence, the digitalization of the economy thanks to ICT technologies, the clean growth and sustainability. So it's an important topic. We have this climate crisis, and ICT technologies should be part of the solution, not the problem. So the ICT technology should help a clean growth and sustainability. And since we are consuming quite a lot of energy, it is welcomed also to look at energy or carbon footprint reduction for ICT technologies topics. Remote health and care. We have seen with COVID that remote health and care has become a very important topic. It was already, but it has become even more an important topic. This is also looking at aging population, for example, how to maintain people as long as possible in their homes instead of having them in hospitals or dedicated facilities, because it's difficult to welcome everyone. So every advance in remote health and care that can support this target is also welcomed by governments. ICT for Industry 4.0 and logistics, critical communications for emergency and rescue services. We have all seen, unfortunately, what has happened, for example, in Turkey with earthquakes. So how we can support not only the, let's say, the critical time when this happens, but also the recovery behind with critical communications, critical resilient infrastructures and cybersecurity. This is also very important. We see more and more attacks to different infrastructures, and not only the telecom ones, but the telecom one is used to attack the other ones, and it should be the opposite. The telecom infrastructure should protect the other critical infrastructures and being self-resilient itself, but also looking at how it could help the other critical infrastructure to stay resilient and safe from cybersecurity attacks. The Open RAN topic is a very current one in some countries. Private networks. So we have seen with 5G that one of the commercialization paths for 5G is through private networks. So the private networks are of very different kinds. They can be industrial, like in manufacturing or logistics, but they can also be for leisure, like in a stadium. So AI for ICT and networks, so including radio massive MIMO, Open RAN rigs, and so on. So how AI can be used in ICT and networks. But we have seen also how the networks can support AI deployment. If you have distributed AI, for example, how the network can help. Consumer IoT and industry IoT. So I make the distinction here. Industry IoT is also a very important topic, and it can be also linked with the first topic on non-terrestrial networks. ICT technologies for metaverses. Here we don't speak about too much about the, let's say, metaverse where you meet friends and so on, but more metaverses of industry nature, and also how you interconnect metaverses with another. Through ICT technologies, and then the 5G advanced and 6G topics, sensing, location, and so on. So what could be already moved from the current research on 6G, so 5G advanced is still partly in R&D, but 6G topics are very much in the research phase, but some of the subtopics could have an immediate, let's say, application. before it becomes a full CG standard. So, as usual, proposals that address any of the topics of the CELTIC strategy roadmap in this bottom call are welcomed. But again, if your topic is outside of all of this, still outside, we will look at it very carefully, and if it matches the criteria of innovation, market impact, societal impact, and so on, it will have a very good chance as well.